Hello everyone, I'm Seltzer. Nice to meet you here again. Today I would like to show you a very interesting car. This car was famous by the movie called Taxi. Yes, did you ever see this movie before? If you have seen it, you would know what the character that we want to presentation today. I'm sorry, not a Peugeot 406. We will talk about the Peugeot 407. Okay, talk about the Taxi. The Taxi and the Taxi 2 got the Peugeot 406, and the Taxi 3 and Taxi 4 would be the 407. And now it seems go to the Taxi 5, Taxi 6 maybe goes with the Peugeot 508. But I'm sorry, I never see the Taxi 5 or even Taxi 6. I'm not sure if there is any Taxi 6. I don't know. I have no idea about the content of the latest movie Taxi 5 or 6. Whatever. Today we'd like to talk about the Peugeot 407, this interesting car. If you live in the North America, you will never seen the Peugeot 406 or 407, even the 508 officially imported to the North America. Actually, the Peugeot got cancelled for the North America since 405. I ever seen a little bit 405 US spec before, but very rare because the French car is not very popular in North America. Well, it was very popular in 1980s here in Taiwan. Why? Let's talk about the history of the French car here in Taiwan. Actually, the Peugeot was the second oldest car brand in the world. The oldest one would be the Mercedes-Benz, but the second one would be the Peugeot. Certainly, there was another brand born between Mercedes-Benz and Peugeot, but they collapsed. Now what we can see, the oldest car brand is Mercedes-Benz, and secondary will be the Peugeot. That is very exquisite. Okay, this brand, Peugeot, could trace back to the 300 years ago. It was founded in 1756, around that. The Peugeot got this logo, and they produced a lot of sewing machine and a bicycle, and they would like to get a car at around 1892. According to what I can check, the data I can check, and they got the first car in 1899. So the brand is over 100 years old. Over 100-year-old. That is very interesting. And we have the Peugeot import to the China at the early 19th, and we have a very interesting translation in Chinese called Peugeot. Why we will call Peugeot for Peugeot? It is not comes from the English pronunciation. It comes from the French. Actually, the Peugeot, when we talk about a Peugeot in French, will be Peugeot. So we would translate it at Peugeot as for very correct translation from the French. The Peugeot imported to the China is very early, and the image is not bad. Well, later we got World War I and World War II. After World War II, the Peugeot didn't import to the China mainland at very first, and here in Taiwan we got the Peugeot since 1960s, around 1969, when the Taiwan got open the restriction for the import car, and we ever seen the Peugeot 304, the Peugeot 203 imported at 50 years ago. Certainly, those cars didn't exist now here in Taiwan. That's a pity. And later, when the Taiwan government reopened the European imported car in 1978. We have the Peugeot 504, and later we got 305 imported from France, and later we built this car here in Taiwan. But very expensive. No matter the Peugeot 504 or 505 are very expensive. Even more expensive than the Ford Granada, also built in Taiwan. The 505 or 504 built in Taiwan are only the 2.0 inline 4 engine, but the Granada was the 2.8 V6 engine. But well, the Peugeot 505 was more expensive and still very popular, because people think, okay, the Peugeot, this brand is very romantic and very gorgeous, so people would like to buy this car. And well, Renault and the Citroën also officially imported or officially built in Taiwan in 1980s. So people here in Taiwan would like to buy the French car at that meanwhile. People think the French car is romantic, is fantastic, is fashion. But well, the French car got some problems here in Taiwan, because Taiwan is humid and very hot in summer, very cold in winter. Such European car got some problem when we got winter, when we got summer. So in 1990s, the Renault, the Citroën and the Peugeot, they got to close their building factory here in Taiwan. They turned to the imported car. The Peugeot turns to the import around 1996. We got a new dealer to import the Peugeot, and we got the 406 imported to Taiwan. Actually, compared to the 405 built in Taiwan, the imported version 406 was much more expensive. But thanks to the movie Taxi, people here in Taiwan would like the character. Whoa, the driver Daniel got the 406 Taxi, and very handsome, very exquisite. So the 406 got a much more expensive than the 405, but still got not bad in selling figures. So we can still see some 406 on the road here in Taiwan because of this movie. Well, the 406 still got shown at the movie Taxi 3 and Taxi 4, but this car is not so popular as well as the 406 did, because at very first the 407 is bigger than the 406. And secondary, the car is much more expensive than the 406. Why? Because this car is got upgrade. Actually, 407 is not merely the 406 big change. It got the 406 and 605. You can see the 607 is much bigger than the 605. So actually, the 605 and 406 got combined together to become this car, 407. So we got 407 with a lot of engines. The 407 was first presented in the Frankfurt show at 2003. We got a concept car called Elixir, E-L-I-X-I-R. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. This car got 3-door shooting brake. It is very exquisite and very handsome. And later, the Peugeot present the production cars through the internet, and they got the same front grille, front mask, the same as the concept of the 407 Elixir. And this is the first Peugeot with so big air dam, so big front grille at the very first. And if we neglect this front grille, we will see actually this design, the design of the head, except that the front grille is just the same like the 307. This car means the Peugeot got a new character at the exterior design. Actually, compared to the 406, we got a 406 Coupe designed by Pininfarina, but the 407, no matter the sedan or SW or coupe, were all designed by Peugeot itself. And we see the Peugeot got its ability to design a good car. For example, around this 407, we can see we got a very flat front and very flat front screen with very flat A-pillar. Actually, it's not for the coupe-like style body. It also got a very strong body for the EURO-NCAP with 5-star. This car is very safe, and actually it was the safest car in the world because it got a very strong body with 9 SRS. Listen, it is 2003. This car was the safest car in the world. I was so surprised when I see the presentation of this car. And actually, this car got many interesting design at the exterior, except that the very slant, the front, and we got very interesting at the back door. This back door, you can imagine what the car will you imagine for? What comes into my mind is the Maserati Quattroporte 5th generation. They got actually closely the same back door, and you can see this gap for the C-pillar is still the same as the 406 Coupe, and it was also shown at 407 Coupe, just like to the middle-ship engine car design. So we got a very slant at the back screen as well. And later, we still got an interesting at the trunk lid. Do you know how to open this trunk lid? The push button is right here, the 407. Oh, right here. Just the same as the 406 or the 6 or 7. That's very interesting. And what else? We got many engines for this car. We got a 1.8, we got 2.0, 2.2, and 3.0 for the gasoline. And we still got the 1.8 turbo diesel and the 2.0 turbo diesel and later 2.7 HDI as well. This car got many engine, and we got a 4AT with a 5-manual transmission and 6-speed manual transmission. But well, here in Taiwan, we don't like to buy the automatic transmission, especially for such expensive car. So the dealer import the 407 2.2 and the 3.0 with 4-speed automatic transmission at very first, but the price is very expensive. At very first, we have to pay 1.59 million Taiwan dollars to buy the 2.2, and the $2 million Taiwan dollars to buy the 3.0. This car is not sold very well. Actually, it is too expensive. It is close to twice than the 406. Even we have the Taxi 3 or Taxi 4 for the presentation of this car, but people still don't like to buy this car as well. And actually, the problem is also shown at the Opel Vectra at the Reno Laguna. Those cars are very expensive and people don't like to buy it. After 21st century, the most popular European car would be Volkswagen and Audi because they got a TDI, they got DSG. Well, what the Peugeot got? They got 9 SRS, they got a 5-star EURO-NCAP, but here in Taiwan, we don't care about that. Actually, I think it's very pity. So this car didn't sold well, so we don't get the minor change edition. So we just sold the 407 around 5 years. Around 5 years, and now we can see this one is the HDI. The HDI was imported to Taiwan around 2008, maybe the final edition. And this car got the same equipment with the 2.2, but very expensive as well. It cost 1.35 million Taiwan dollars to buy one. So this car is not very popular. And actually, the second-hand price is not very expensive. So now we got this car for around 16 years ago, and this car is very cheap at the second-hand market. Actually, this car is not very expensive to maintain, and this car got very safe. If people here in Taiwan would like to buy a safe European car with very interesting driving pleasure, this will be a very good choice. And we got a very good equipment, no matter at the outside or inside. Let's get into the cabin to take around about the equipment inside the cabin with this engine. I have to apologize that we got a very high wind today, so if you couldn't listen very clearly, I'm so sorry. Okay, this car got very good equipment at interior. For example, we got a chromed tachometer, speedometer, and we got auto air condition, and we got a manual automatic transmission with manual mode, and we got the sunroof, and we got Alcantara seat with the leader seat as well. This car got very good equipment at the inside, and certainly we got a 9 SRS as well. And how about this 2.0 HDI engine? If you see the figure about this car, that's just around 133 brake horsepower. It's not very powerful, but actually when you drive this car, you will find this engine got very good at torque, and they got a very good balance with this 6-speed automatic transmission. And what else? This 2.0 HDI got very good at the engine noise. Here, let's listen about this engine sound. Okay, if you ever see the movie Taxi, you will get Ninja! I'm sorry, this car is 407, and the car we can start will be the 605. So we got a key on the key on, and we say Ninja! Okay, the car gets started. We can see the red line start from the 4.4 thousand RPM, which is very late. Okay, this diesel engine is not the same as the TDI. This one will be a little bit the performance way about this engine. And when you hit the gasoline, okay, you can see the noise is not very big. I think it's quieter than the Volkswagen TDI or Audi TDI as well. Okay, this car, when I'm driving about this car, I don't feel this car was so big one. But actually the cabin of this car is very wide, very big. No matter at the front or the rear. The rear got very interesting. Let's take a look about the rear. Okay, let's turn off the engine. At the very first, when you get the exit for the front door, you will just like to driving a coupe, because the front door is very long. That's very interesting. And if we want to open about the back door, I always think that I'm opening the door of the Maserati content. That's very interesting. Okay, the front seat is the back. It's back to the top, but actually I still got some leg room for my knee right here, and I still got very sufficient about my headroom. I won't think it's pressureful. No. This car got the sunroof, and I like this car because this car got a very strong C-pillar. But when I sit inside, I won't feel any pressure. I like this design. The Peugeot got a very good design at the back seat. So when I sit at the back, I will feel very safe. And I got a very good view at outside because this window is very big. So this car is very identical for the family use because it is very easy to handle, and they got a very safe to protect your family. So this car was very popular by those lawyers, by those technicians. They would like to buy this car. Okay. But very sadly, this car is not sold well here in Taiwan, so we never see the Peugeot 407 after 2009 for the new car. And that is the same problem with the 407 SW and the 407 Coupe. They are very rare now in Taiwan. But well, all of those cars get very low second-hand price, so now it is a very good time to buy one because this car is not very old, but the price is very kindly if you want to test this car. Okay, if you got those cars sold in your country, please drop your message at this movie. And I like this car. I like Peugeot. I like French car, but I never Taiwan, because I know the maintenance of the Peugeot, maintenance of the French car is not very easy. That's not a very easy job. I just like to, I could afford for this Japanese car, sadly, because I didn't earn very much money. Today I would like to thank my bad friend to offer this car for me to get the very interesting introducing about Peugeot 407. If you like this car or not like this car, please drop your message that talk about the story of the Peugeot 407. Okay, I'm Celsius. Nice to see you here through this video with this exquisite Peugeot 407. Hope to see you again with another interesting car. See you again. Bye bye.